Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Hello, good evening and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of the Carabao Cup quarter-final match between Newcastle United and Brentford. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and the game is taking place at St James's Park, home of Newcastle United. Just got a few bits and pieces of news to go through with you. According to Jack Cunningham and Kane Wears, who both follow Newcastle closely, the Magpies have been very inconsistent and haven't scored that many goals. 12th in the league is not where you'd expect a club like Newcastle to be. They finished in the top half in the last two seasons. However, they did win 4-0 against Leicester City at the weekend, which ended a 4-match unbeaten run. But can they keep the critics quiet tonight? They did. They have, however, beaten Premier League teams higher in the table throughout their Carabao Cup run. Nottingham Forest against Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. Their last match was a 1-0 victory against. The last round match was a 1-0 victory against AFC Wimbledon, or was AFC Wimbledon in the third round? I don't really remember. I think it might have been Chelsea, which was in the last round. Brentford, by contrast, faring much better in the league, only 5 points off the top four in 11th. They've made the semi-finals once before, which was the 2021 season, before losing to Tottenham Hotspur. They need to improve their form on the road, as they've only picked up 1 point on their league travels. And just as I talked to you, the players are now starting to come out and make their way onto the pitch. So let's go through the lineups quickly, starting with Newcastle. In goal is Martin Dubravka, number 1. Then we have number 20, Lewis Hall. Number 33, I should say, Dan Burn. Number 5, Fabian Schär. Number 21, Tino Livramento. Number 7, Joel Linton. Number 39, the captain, Bruno Guimaraes. Number 8, Sandro Tonali. Number 10, Anthony Gordon. Number 14, their top scorer with 8 goals, Alexander Isak. And number 23, Jacob Murphy. Newcastle, they're playing in a 4-3-3 formation. Brentford's lineup now, starting with Mark Flecken, number 1 in goal. Number 4, Seth Vandenberg. Number 5, Ethan Pinnock. Number 7, Kevin Sade. Number 11, Ioane Wissa. Number 14, Fabio Carvalho. Number 16, Ben Mee. Number 18, Yehor Yarmoliuk. Number 20, Christopher Ayer. Number 23, Keane Lewis Potter. And number 27, the captain, Vitaly Janelt. And Brentford, they are in a 3-4-2-1 formation. And all out on his own is Ioane Wissa. Brian Mbeumo, who started in their 2-1 loss against Chelsea, has been relegated to the bench. Joel Linton is a surprise inclusion for Newcastle, given he is already on a yellow card, but his ban only applies to the Premier League, so he will miss their next match against Ipswich Town. So the players now going through the going through the pre-match preparations. Newcastle have sustained an injury crisis for much of the season, which has not really helped their cause, and they are still without several players, including Nick Pope, Emil Kraft, Sven Botman, Jamal Lascelles, and Callum Wilson. The only injury concern for Brentford is Matthias Jensen, still not fit enough to make a comeback into competition. Newcastle wearing their traditional black and white stripes. Brentford wearing a sort of pale pink shirt with purplish shorts and pale pink socks. Captain Jan Alt getting himself ready, and our referee tonight is Sam Barrett. His assistants are Timothy Wood and Wade Smith. The fourth official is James Bell. And Eddie Howe and Thomas Frank wait tentatively for the match to start. And it will be Brentford who will kick us off. And away we go then. So that was the kickoff for Brentford. Newcastle's goalkeeper Dubravka sends the ball forward and straight down towards the wing, and we have a throw in straight away to Newcastle United. And to take the throw in was Jacob Murphy. It's Murphy, in fact it wasn't. It was Lewis Hall, but the ball caught just over the halfway line by Brentford. Now it's back with Newcastle. Down the wing back to Hall. Hall to Dan Burn. Now picked up by Dubravka. And a forward cross by Fabian Schär, almost picked up by Alexander Isak. Brentford did well to intercept that. Now the ball is with Guimaraes. Down the wing towards Burn, who is inside the halfway circle. Now down the wing once again to Hall. Hall to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon almost loses. Anthony Gordon, it was almost picked up by Guimaraes, but Brentford did really well to foul them. But Newcastle still have the ball. Ball is now just outside the 18-yard box. Pass back to Guimaraes. Guimaraes to, I think that was number 23, Jacob Murphy. Newcastle looking threatening early on, but Brentford still holding them off. Remember, if this match and any other matches finish as they finish level, then we will go to a penalty shootout. So the ball is straight over the line. I think it was Lewis Hall who was the closest player to the ball for Newcastle. Eddie Howe in conversation with his assistant manager. So the ball now being crossed forward by Fabian Schär, headed by I think that was Ethan Pinnock. Ball back with Newcastle. It's now Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now trying to thread his way through the defenders, but he had to pass back quickly to Hall, who was outside the box, and it was flicked away by Ayer. Ball throws towards Burn. Now back to Hall. Burn once again. 2.5 minutes played. It's still Newcastle 0, Brentford 0. Newcastle still have the ball. Now it's Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Tonali. Tonali forwarded to now the ball is with Joe Linton. Low chance at goal, but easily blocked by the Brentford defenders. Now it's Brentford on the ball, and a Newcastle player has fouled him, and a Newcastle player has fouled him. I think it was Sandro Tonali. I couldn't see who the Brentford player was that fouled it. I couldn't see the Brentford player that was fouled, but we should find out in a minute or two. Thomas Frank seems pleased with how his side are playing defensively, and I can reveal that it was Kevin Sade, who was fouled. But no caution given against the referee. And already Arsenal are 1-0 down against Crystal Palace. Jean-Philippe Mateta scored in the 4th minute. So free kick to Newcastle. Brentford, to be taken by their goalkeeper Mark Flecken. Flecken plays the ball forward, but caught easily by Dubravka. So Newcastle, now the ball. It's Gordon to I think that might have been Alexander Isak. Yes, indeed, it is Isak. That's a lovely back pass by Isak towards Gordon, but cleared away, but cleared off the line by Ayer. Ayer in defence could well be a thorn in Newcastle's side as Hall takes the throw. Hall towards Byrne. Up the wing to Pinnock, who's inside the centre circle. Now back down the wing to Hall. Gordon, now back towards Hall. Picks up once again. It's now with Tonali to Joel Linton. Now it's with Kevin Sade. Sade was trying to find somebody up front, but couldn't quite get to him. And after just over 5 minutes, it's still Newcastle 0, Brentford 0. Hall trying to keep the ball. Hall trying to keep the ball in, but couldn't. So it'll be a throw in to Brentford. We'll also be updating you on scores between Southampton and Liverpool. Which is the third match being played in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals tonight. So that's to take the throw is Ethan Pinnock, and Pinnock throws, but is caught. But the referee isn't happy with how the throw went. I think he's having a bit of a chat with Joel Linton. Actually, it's probably something that I didn't see, and I think Collins, and I think Collins is also being spoken to as well. Now that is a surprise. We weren't expecting Collins to be on the pitch so early. The ball being thrown by Pinnock, kept out of the 18-yard box by Newcastle. Now Brentford are looking for another goal. And they have not beaten Newcastle away since 1934. In fact, hardly any of the squad was even thought about. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Janelt, the captain, but given away to Newcastle and Dubravka. It's been a very cagey match so far at St James's Park. But it's Joel Linton with the ball, plays it down wing to Isak. Now Gordon up the wing to Livramento to Isak, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Gordon, I think. But the ball has been forced out for a throw, which will be taken by Hall. Tonali up the wing to Fabian Schär, I should say. Guimaraes back down to Tonali. Gordon plays it forward to Isak here. Isak scored from here, rebuffed by the Brentford defenders. Now the ball is with Livramento, but flicked away, and that's it! Newcastle are in front! That came from Tonali! Caught everybody completely by surprise! And Newcastle United take the lead. That was an amazing strike goal by Sandro Tonali. Came completely out of nowhere. He was just completely unmarked, and Keane Lewis, that was a mistake by Keane Lewis Potter. That was a mistake by Nathan Collins to just flick it away like that. And Tonali was able to punish Brentford even further. A win is very much what the doctor will order for Newcastle if they are to keep their form going on in the league. But this match is still far from over. But given now Brentford are looking for a chance to strike back, and a Brentford player has gone down in the 18-yard box. I think it was Carvalho, and Janelt speaking to the referee. Only the captain is allowed to do that, remember. And I think Dubravka must have caught somebody out. We'll see what happens. And I can reveal it was Ioane. It was Visser. Yeah, yes, that's right. Visser was the man that went down. I think Dubravka just caught his foot there. And Sam Barrett blows the whistle to indicate a throw-in. 10.5 minutes in. It's now Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. So Pinnock gets ready to throw into the 18-yard box, but headed away by Newcastle. Or headed up into the air by Ryan Trevitt. So it's Ryan Trevitt. Now given away back to Newcastle. I think that might have been Jacob Murphy with the ball. Yes, it was, and he's having a bit of a discussion with the linesman. But whether he was in the right or not, I don't know. The ball was just nicked by Carvalho. Did he push him in the back? I think did Murphy push Carvalho in the back? He may have done. There's a pause for a bit in play as Pinnock has gone down to the ground. The physio's coming over to have a look. I think he may have picked up a knock, and if this is a really bad injury, this is not what Newcastle need. Sorry, this is not what Brentford need. And Thomas Frank looking understandably concerned. His leg is being stretched. He may have done something to his hamstring. We can't quite ascertain what it is at the moment. And Mark Flecken coming over to have a look. I am not surprised that this will be added to the first half stoppage time. I wouldn't be surprised if we get about 4 extra minutes as Flecken helps Pinnock back onto his feet. So Newcastle now have to keep their form in the match going. This was just taking another look again at that Tonali goal. Poor giveaway by Collins, and Tonali was able to just strike it home right there and then. So Pinnock now being led around the field. And I think we may have a substitution coming on. Yes, indeed, we have, as Pinnock is being substituted for Mads Roerslev. So Roerslev, number 30, comes on, and we resume play with Ryan Travitt for Brentford. Passes quickly to Collins. Ball almost nicked by Gordon. Now it goes straight to Flecken. Ball being played forward, and just before the halfway line, I think it might have come off a Brentford player. Couldn't see who it was. Throw in to Newcastle. Ball thrown to Tonali. Newcastle play the ball forward. But backwards, I should say. It was a tactical move to pass to Dubravka. This is Byrne. Byrne forwards it outside the 18-yard box to Guimaraes. Shah given to Brentford. It's Mark Flecken. He's just outside the goal. Crosses the ball further forward to Yarmolyuk. But it was just flicked off Hall, and out it goes for a throw. 15 minutes gone. It's still Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. As Lewis Collins gets ready to take the throw, he throws to Yarmolyuk for Brentford, and that's a tactical pass to Mark Flecken. I think he was wary of Alexander Isak behind him. So Brentford still have the ball. The ball is now passed to I think that was Magoma by Magoma. I'll have to see what it is. And in fact, it was actually Travitt who had the ball. The ball now passed back to Mark Flecken in goal. Flecken looking to clear the ball away for Brentford. Ball is now played up to the far side wing. It's now with Carvalho, and Carvalho has been fouled, and someone's going to go into the yellow card. It's Fabian Schär who fouled him. 50-50, I have to say. But clearly the referee doesn't agree with me that it was a yellow card. I personally think it was just a normal incident, but it has given a free kick to Brentford to be taken by the captain Jan Elst. So everyone gets into position. Jan Elst to take the free kick. He raises his arm. Quick pass to Keane Lewis Potter. The ball now being played forward, headed by Travitt. And Brentford still looking for a chance. It's Carvalho. He's just outside the 18-yard box. Back down the wing to Travitt. Travitt tries to cross forward, but is blocked by Hall. And that was great. And that was great defending. Southampton against Liverpool has just kicked off. Corner to be taken by Brentford and Lewis Potter. So Lewis Potter lines himself up to take the corner. The ball goes into the 18-yard box, headed upwards by Newcastle. The ball is now with Collins, but defended very well by the Magpies. Now it's me to Carvalho. I think that was. In fact, it wasn't. It was Sade. and a Newcastle player is down. We'll try and ascertain who it is in a moment or two. I think it might be Guimaraes. It is. I think it might be Guimaraes. It is. No, it's Joel Linton. And he wants to have words with Collins who fouled him, but the physios and a couple of his teammates rightfully restraining him. Now this is what happened, and Collins, I think he may have elbowed him in the chest and just toppled down to the ground. And if I am not much mistaken, Joel Linton has a cut lip, and yes, I can definitely see blood coming out of his mouth onto his face, and this could well be a bad blow for Newcastle. Livramento in conversation with the referee, and Eddie Howe trying to get his point across to the fourth official. Well, drama indeed at St James's Park, though I wasn't expecting drama of this magnitude, as Joel Linton continues to be mopped up, and those cuts and that cut to his lip looks very nasty indeed. Free kick, however, to it'll be interesting to see what the next course of action will be, and he's still trying to mop up the work, and he's still trying to mop up the last of the blood, as Bruno Guimaraes is now talking to the referee. And it looks like it will be a free kick to Newcastle. Cher having a chat with the referee, and of course Dubravka. As play resumes, it'll be a goal kick of sorts to Newcastle and Martin Dubravka. 21 minutes in, it's still Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. So Dubravka plays the ball out of goal, headed by Collins, but given away to Hall for Newcastle. Although Sade was right behind him. Now the ball is with Livramento. Livramento to Murphy. Now tackled by Livramento. Ball now given to Guimaraes. Guimaraes tries to play the ball further forward, but caught by Brentford. It's now with Alexander Isak. Isak to Gordon, but forced away. But forced away by Trevitz, and it will be a throw-in to Newcastle. Hall to take the throw. Hall gets ready to throw. He throws to Guimaraes. Now back to Hall. Hall, this time to Byrne. This time now with Cher, who's just inside the centre circle. Tonali back to Cher. The ball now being played forward. Well intercepted by Brentford. Me forwards it to, I think that was Carvalho. Brentford still maintain possession. That was Roerslev for Brentford. Trevitz. Now passes to Janelt. Brentford now playing the ball forward with Carvalho. Carvalho loses it to Murphy. Tonali. Joel Linton. Now back towards Tonali. Tonali plays the ball down the wing played the ball down the wing to Gordon, but Gordon just missed the ball. And still no further change, and still no further goals coming in the other EFL, in all the other EFL Cup matches. As it's Tonali, Gordon back towards Tonali, given away though to Brentford. But well held. I think that was actually Aya, and the ball has now been taken by Brentford. Lewis Potter. Forced out though by Newcastle, and it'll be Lewis Potter to take the throw for Brentford. In fact, it won't. It'll be somebody else. He throws to Yarmolyuk. Yarmolyuk down the wing to Roerslev to Collins. Kept out though by Blecken. I think he was trying to hold off an Anthony Gordon attack. Tactical pass by Collins to Blecken. And in terms of possession, Newcastle are ahead with 59.2. Brentford behind on 40.8. Brentford still yet to have a shot, and also one on target as well. Collins plays the ball forward to Roerslev. It's Roerslev to Carvalho. Carvalho makes his way out of the centre circle. Up the wing to me. Now it's with the captain, Jan Elts. Brentford now approaching the 18-yard box, but forced out by Cher. And in fact it was Lewis Potter who was actually caught out by Murphy. So Lewis Potter forced out of the way by Murphy. Goal kick to Newcastle. Down the wing it goes to Hall. Hall to Anthony Gordon. Now the ball is with Tonali. Hall. Gordon, who is fouled by Roerslev. I would have to say that was a normal incident, though I think he may have just touched his shoulder a bit, or did he tug on his arm? I think he may have tugged on his arm, but it was just a minor incident, and Roerslev got away with it. He probably will have to watch himself as play still goes on. Hall passes up the wing to Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Gordon. Now the ball being crossed forward, but given away to Brentford and me. Now the ball is with Travis, I think. Travis Collins. Pass to Mark Blecken inside the goal area. Blecken clears the ball further forward, headed by Tonali. Picked up by Yarmolyuk. Yarmolyuk for Brentford. Passes down the wing to Collins. That's back pass up to Ben Mee. Although Cher went down, somebody might have pushed him. Couldn't quite see who it was. Carvalho pushed out of the way by Tonali, by the looks of it. And Tonali is being summoned. And Tonali is being summoned to see the referee. That did look rather forceful, but play still goes on. Joel Linton to Tonali. Tonali up the wing to, I think that was Cher. Now here's Byrne over the halfway line to Hall. And Hall now trying to press forward. Passes to Gordon. Back to Hall. Gordon again. So he has to hold off Roerslev. Tries to get around Roerslev. Can't quite do it. The ball is forced over the line. And that will be a corner kick to Newcastle United. So good ball control initially, but Roerslev did well. But Roerslev did well to deflect it away. Gordon to take the corner for Newcastle. Makes sure to stand well back. He raises his arms a few inches, and the ball goes into the 18-yard box, headed by Guimaraes, or was that Joel Linton? No, it was Joel Linton, but it went over the line, and Eddie Howe deep in conversation with his assistant manager. Goal kick to be taken by Mark Flecken. 30 minutes gone. It's still Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. And the ball now has been forwarded to Joel Linton, but given away to Brentford. It's Vissa to Yaroslav. Collins has pushed down Gordon, and I think that will be a yellow card for. And I think there'll be a yellow card for Collins. Indeed, it is. Gordon just went for the ball. Collins, I think, tugged on his shirt a little bit, and shirt pulling, I think, is very much against the rules. And Collins' yellow card, very well. And Collins' yellow card, much deserved in my view. So free kick to Newcastle from just over the halfway line. It will be Gordon to take the free kick. And Gordon forwards the ball. So I think that was Guimaraes. It's now his Share. Share to Joel Linton, back towards Share. Joel Linton again tries to go around. Sade and Vissa. Guimaraes brought down, and I can tell by the body language that he is not happy. So a free kick from outside the 18-yard box to be taken by Mark Flecken. So Mark Flecken to take the free kick. It is now half time between Arsenal and Crystal Palace in the other EFL Cup match as the ball goes over the halfway line, and it will be a throw in to Brentford. And ball now thrown to Vissa, Tonali. Forced out though by Brentford. And free kick to Newcastle. Guimaraes to Gordon, but Gordon was halted. Couldn't see fully who stopped him, but it's resulted in a Newcastle corner. And it will be Lewis Hall to take the corner. And it was Roerslev that slowed down Gordon's progress. Hall to take the corner for Newcastle. That's a quick pass to Tonali. Now back to Hall. This time towards Gordon. And Jacob Murphy but over the crossbar it goes. That no way was that going in. He should have aimed a bit lower, in my opinion. But he didn't. And as a result, after 34 minutes, it's still Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. Well, being played further forward to Brentford. That was Kevin Sade who had the ball, and Tonali or somebody has been fouled, or was that Livramento? Now being played further forward yet again. This time to Gordon for Newcastle. Gordon inside the 18-yard box, but cut out really well by Nathan. Cut out really well by Collins. And so Collins and so Collins cut out. That looked goal bound to me from Gordon, and he was just unlucky that Collins was in a place to intercept. So we've now got 10 minutes left until half time, and going after the ball for Brentford was Roeslev. And I think he fouled Hall. So Roeslev. There you go. And Hall standing up. Although I think he may have done his knee, and that did look rather painful. So Roeslev tackled. So Roeslev tackled Hall from behind. Hall appears to be okay. That's good news. That's good news for Newcastle. And the ball and the free kick is about to be taken by Dubravka. So Dubravka tries to send the ball further forward to Isak, but he's blocked by Brentford. Given away though to Joel Linton. It's Joel Linton to Gordon. Gordon up the wing to Guimaraes. Guimaraes now to Murphy. Back towards Guimaraes. Guimaraes trying to hold off Carvalho, does so. Tonali back to Guimaraes. Newcastle shout for a penalty. The referee says no, but there's been a foul inside. There's been a foul inside the Brentford goal area, and a Brentford player is down. They're trying to make their feel. The players are trying to make their feelings known to the referee. It's actually me who's gone down. Somebody is going to get in the book for this, and I have a sneaky suspicion. Another sneaky suspicion that it's the Newcastle captain Guimaraes. That looked like a pretty rough foul. He's being spoken to and cautioned, and up goes the card. Guimaraes booked, and I think he just rammed into the side of me without paying attention. So that was so I have to say the decision was. I have to say that decision's kind of harsh, but then again, I'm not a match official, so I can't really decide that one. Russ says enjoying the commentary, Nick. Thank you so much. As Mark Flecken clears the ball out of the goal for Brentford. Joel Linton gets a foot to it, but it goes over the line for a throw. Thrown out by Roeslev. Roeslev to Collins. Collins passes the ball into the 18-yard box to end up at the feet of Flecken. Flecken forwards the ball further away. And the ball is caught. I think that was Collins, but intercepted by Murphy. Over the line it goes. Murphy to take the throw. Murphy throws to Fabian Schär. Still 1-0 between Newcastle and Brentford. Dubravka passing down the wing, passing down the side of the box to Byrne. And we have another stoppage in play because a Newcastle player has gone down. I think it might be Joel Linton again. It is. And the physio, I should say, coming over to see as Southampton have scored in the 24th minute in their Liverpool, I should say, have had the opening goal in their game against Southampton. Darwin Nunez in the 24th minute. And the Reds could well make the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Sandro Tonali scored that amazing opening goal from around the D area. As everyone takes the chance to have a quick breather and take a drink. In fact, another physio comes on to take a look at Joel Linton, and he may well have to be substituted as Collins in conversation with the Brentford manager Frank, and Joel Linton. He's walking around the pitch as Eddie Howe talks to Tonali. That foul on Joel Linton did look very painful. Did look very painful to me as Eddie Howe is checking to see if Joel Linton is still able to carry on playing. We now have less than 5 minutes until half time. It's still Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. As Dubravka kicks the ball out of the goal for Newcastle. It's Gordon to Tonali, caught again by Gordon. Ball being played down to Lewis Hall. Hall tries to hold off Schade. Played up wing to Guimaraes. Now Livramento down the wing, cleared out by Aya. Free kick to Brentford, or is it going to be a corner? We'll check it out in a minute. Headed over the line by Aya, so it's a corner to Newcastle. Ball goes into the 18-yard box, and Newcastle have doubled their lead. It's that man again, Sandro Tonali. He is the import man for Newcastle right about now. And he just keeps catching everybody by surprise. And he G's up the crowd into a frenzy. So the ball sailed right into the 18-yard box, and straight a nice strike, completely unmarked by Tonali. Sandro Tonali, take a bow, sir. That was absolutely incredible. And arm in arm with Schär and the rest of his teammates. the goal celebrations very well deserved. Thomas Frank looking very pensive with his arms folded. Joel Linton for Newcastle. Now given back to Sonali. Almost with Gordon. Nicked by Brentford. And trying to hold on to the ball. And holding on to the ball is Yarmolyuk. And pushed over and pushed up and pushed down by Janelt was Guimaraes. That looked very rough in my view. Just an elbow in the back. And I am very surprised that he hasn't been verbally cautioned for this, not at least as far as I know. Free kick given to Newcastle with less than 45 seconds until half time. There is likely to be a few minutes added on anyway. So it'll be Hall to take the free kick. Hall into the 18-yard box, headed by Joel Linton, saved by Flecken. That could have been 3 for Newcastle, but Flecken was easily able to save that one. But was Linton offside? I don't know. Ball now retaken by Brentford. And we now enter the 45th minute as Livramento has been fouled. And 6 minutes have been added on because of those injuries and stoppage in play. I am not surprised that we have this amount of time. So it was Lewis Potter brought down by Livramento. I thought it was the other way around, but Livramento has been given a yellow card. And so free kick to Brentford. They have to make these 6 minutes count if they are to get further, if they are to reduce the deficits. So Lewis Potter to take the free kick. The referee checks to see. He blows the whistle, and Lewis Potter over the crossbar, and that was a missed opportunity. That looked very, very close. That looked very close in my view. That could have been the commentary to reduce the deficits for Brentford, but just not to be. Eddie Howe seems quite confident that his side will go on to reach the semi-finals. Headed by Brentford. Lewis Potter given to Cher, although a Brentford player is down, and it's Visser. Visser has been fouled. I think something might have clipped him on the ear. He's holding his right ear in pain. And this is absolutely agonising for him. And I think that was an elbow in the ear from Byrne. And one or two Newcastle players standing over him. I think Byrne's trying to talk to him and issue an apology. To me, that looked very unintentional. But the second goal from Tonali was nothing short of amazing. And we now have some 3 minutes of stoppage time left. Still remains Newcastle 2, Brentford 0. Although Joel Linton inside the 18-yard box was looking to make it 3. Deflected away by Collins. Thrown over the line by Hall. Nicked by, I think that was Aya. but it ends up in the arms of Flecken. So step back. Flecken takes a step back, and he rolls it to Ayer. Ayer to Ben Mee. Ball sent further forward by Janelt. Cut intercepted by Newcastle. Ball now with Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Nali. And almost nicked by Ayer. Newcastle still managed to keep possession. And that was almost 3 for Newcastle, courtesy of Murphy. It just goes to show that Newcastle could well be starting to pile on the pressure. Brentford need to find a way to put the pressure back and fast. It's given the deflection by Flecken has given a corner to Newcastle, but solid efforts by Murphy. Joelinton towards Gordon. Share to Tonali, back towards Dubravka in goal. Share to Livramento. It's Livramento for Newcastle. The pass to Gordon. Now Joelinton. They're over the halfway line. Joelinton needs to pass quickly. He does. And ball now the ball is deflected by Collins. And the Newcastle player who had the ball is judged to be offside. Offside. So his attempt at goal would not have counted. That would have been Isak, by the way. So Flecken offers the ball down to Roerslev. Roerslev loses the ball to Gordon, but taken back by Brentford and Visser. Visser goes down. Ref says play on. It's but now players been stopped momentarily. I think everyone's just ticking down the seconds until half time. Free kick swiftly taken by Brentford. Ball is now with Ayer. It's Ayer to Collins. And we now approach the 51st minute, and that's it! It's half time. Newcastle and Brentford both put on a pretty cagey performance early on. But Newcastle have proven to be the stronger side, and can they maintain their momentum going into the second half, or will Brentford be able to pull something miraculous out of the bag? Remember, Newcastle need this victory after a poor spell in the after a recent poor spell in the Premier League. That should really give the fans a confidence boost. Half-time score at St James's Park: Newcastle United 2, Brentford 0. And just as we're about to go away for half-time, Liverpool double their lead against Southampton. Harvey Elliott in the 32nd minute. So we're going to go for a break, but join us when we return. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of Newcastle United against Brentford in the Carabao Cup quarter-final match. Whilst we were away, Arsenal have equalised against Crystal Palace in the 54th minute. Gabriel Jesus, the scorer. So we are now just a couple of minutes away from, all but a few minutes away from the start of the second half. As I can see, the Brentford squad now making their way back out onto the pitch. We'll let you know if any half-time substitutions have been made. Newcastle still going through the warm-up phase going on before the second half. Although most of the Brentford players appear to be all present and correct. So remember, they will be going through from the other side. So Brentford will be going from right to left, and Newcastle from left to right. Everyone's still going through the last stages of warm up. The fans, I should say, are making their way back into the stands, having picked up a cup of hot bovril or chocolate or hot chocolate, coffee, tea, anything they could find really, anything they could really find in the snacks. In the snack display, they may have also had pie and chips or something. Anyway, the rest of the squads and the match officials now making their way back out onto the pitch. So if you just tuned in, Newcastle United lead Brentford by 2-0, and Tom Payton says yes. Now, how's it going? Is JB commentating? No, it's in fact Nicholas. Also, what beverage are you drinking in the commentary box? Oh, really? If I told... Oh, really? Do you really want... Oh, really? Do you really want to know that? So the Newcastle players now making their way out onto the pitch. Personally, I wouldn't tell any... Personally, I wouldn't discuss... But I'd think if I was in the commentary box. Though, let's just say I probably have something rather hot. As Eddie Howe gets ready to take his place in the manager's dugout. He looks very calm and relaxed. And we have a half-time substitution before the second half is underway. As Joel Linton will make way for Joe Willock. Let's just go through the squads. If you've just joined us. So for Newcastle, it's Martin Dubravka in goal, then Lewis Hall, Dan Burn, then number 20, Lewis Hall, number 33, Dan Burn, number 5, Fabian Schär, number 21, Gino Livramento, number 28, Joe Willock, number 39, Bruno Guimaraes, and we are underway for the start of the second half between Newcastle and Brentford as Collins passes quickly to Visser. It's Visser for Brentford. Now given away to Murphy. Murphy concedes to Guimaraes. Guimaraes now playing towards Gordon. It's Gordon, but kept out by Brentford. And on the ball is Yamolyuk. But swiftly passed back to Flecken. In goal, and it's half time between Southampton and Liverpool. Southampton 0, Liverpool 2 is the current score. And Tom says, "Nice one, Nicholas. Good choice." I think he and Russ were having a discussion about who is in fact commentating. But that's irrelevant right now. But that's irrelevant because Guimaraes has the ball for Newcastle, conceded to Yarmolyuk. Flecken passes the ball back out to Collins. Now Aya, as I think that was a Hall trying to nick the ball for Newcastle, but couldn't quite do it. excuse me, throw into Brentford. And throw it into Brentford. It goes to Carvalho, and it's now ending up at the feet of Kevin Sade. I just want to correct myself for something that I said earlier. We're actually not on the main Commentary Hub channel. We're actually live on the Commentary Hub 2, JD Sports, and Russ Vernon's personal Twitch channel. So apologies to Russ and everybody for getting my channels all wrong. So now the ball is with Yamal Yuk, who I think that was Aya, almost taken by Lewis Potter. Given away to Guimaraes to Murphy. Murphy almost tackled by Carvalho. Did well to pass to Guimaraes, and Cher forces the ball out, and Cher forces the ball away. Corner, give free kick, I should say, given that, no, in fact, it's a long range throw to Brentford. 48 minutes in. 48 minutes gone, 3 of which have been played in the second half. It's still Newcastle 2, Brentford 0. And throwing the ball is Kevin Sade. Sade to Collins, and the bicycle kick from Carvalho almost reduces the deficit. And I beg your pardon, it was Visser that had the final touch over the crossbar, and Newcastle still keep their 2-goal lead. Had the ball gone in a bit, had the ball been aimed a bit lower, that could well have reduced the deficit. But take nothing away from Visser. That wasn't for lack of trying. Now given away to Livramento. Almost had by Murphy. Brentford now have it with Janelt. Janelt to Yamal Yuk. Carvalho. Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter passes further up the field to me. Now a forward cross down the wing was aimed for Aya, but it went over the line, and Eddie Howe Eddie Howe pretty upset about something, we don't know what. Ball goes over the line for a throw-in to Newcastle. It's Hall to Livramento. Livramento to Guimaraes. Guimaraes barged out of the way by Janelt. Remember those two collided with each other in the first half. It's Lewis Potter who almost had control of the ball, but was almost sent down by Tonali. Ball now stopped just out of the goal, and it will be taken by Flecken. Flecken to take the shot out of the goal for Brentford. Picked up into the air by Tonali. Tonali gives the ball away to Brentford. It's now with Aya. Janelt. Janelt passes to Sade, but Sade was brought down by Hall. And Hall doing his best to walk away from the incident. Just caught him on the leg. Just caught him on the back part of the leg, I think. Nothing too serious, though. I think he may have touched his ankle. Free kick to Brentford. And it will be Lewis Potter to take the free kick. He passes quickly to Janelt. And in towards the 18-yard box. Caught this time by Lewis Potter, but sailed over the bar by me. And that was, and in no way was that going to go in. Like Eddie Howe, Thomas Frank is in conversation with the assistant management, looking over notes and the TV monitor. Ball now retaken by Newcastle because of Isak. Isak loses the ball to Brentford. Lewis Potter. Now the ball has been played forward towards Visser. Visser just catches the ball. Quick pass to Lewis Potter inside the 18-yard box. Now forward cross by Janelt, but capped out by Newcastle. It's Janelt once again to Visser, but good tackle by Gordon. Gordon to Guimaraes, although I think Lewis Potter pushed down Guimaraes. Guimaraes doesn't know what's hit him. And Arsenal have taken the lead against Crystal Palace. Gabriel Jesus in the 73rd minute. So it looks like Arsenal and Newcastle will be the first to go into the semi-finals. And now on the ball is Joe Willock. Momentarily to try and get the ball from Roesleb, although I think he may have briefly attempted to foul Roesleb, although I think the referee stopped him just in time. It's Lewis Potter furthering the ball further up the field towards Visser, but caught by Newcastle. Livramento, who's just a few yards away from the centre circle. Back pass to Hall. Now up the wing to Gordon. Tonali to Isak. It's Isak. He's approaching the D. Crosses down the wing to Murphy. Tonali back to Murphy. Now Tonali again. Tonali passes to Cher. Cher now towards Byrne. Gordon. Now Cher, who's inside the centre circle. It's Tonali. Tonali towards Murphy. It's Murphy. It's Murphy trying to power towards the goal, but almost cut out by Sade. Back now with Isak. It's Isak towards Gordon, but he's been pulled up. But Gordon's been pulled up. Offside. And the ball now still being played again by Newcastle. Headed away by Brentford. It's now back with Livramento. Livramento to Willock. Willock passing the ball now to Guimaraes. Livramento. Tonali. Back now with Cher. And the ball being passed back up the wing to Livramento. Livramento. Cher. Dubravka, who passes the ball back out to Hall. Hall sprinting over the halfway line. Now the ball's caught by Willock. It's Willock. He's advancing into the 18-yard box, tries to go for goal, but can't. I think he may have been halted. By Yarmoliuk. Just going to have another look at this. Can't really tell from the angle I was looking at. Willock, I think, may have just been cut out by one of the defenders. Anyway, it's given a corner to. Anyway, that's conceded a corner to Newcastle. Can the Magpies make it 3 from this corner? Hall to take the corner kick. Ball goes into the 18-yard box. A pass to Gordon. Newcastle trying to catch Brentford out. But Isak's shot from halfway in the 18-yard box goes completely wrong. An unorthodox move by Newcastle, but it didn't pay off. And after 57 minutes, it still remains Newcastle United 2, Brentford 0. And now the ball has been given to Tonali. Guimaraes to Murphy. Headed away by Brentford to Lewis Potter. Now it's Carvalho. Carvalho almost loses the ball to Newcastle. Intercepted by Willock. Willock up towards Gordon. Gordon pressing into the 18-yard box. Goes for shot. Goes for goal. Just wide. And that was a near miss for Gordon. And the fans are very pleased with his efforts. Gordon was confident of taking them all on his own, but that was a good surprise interception by Collins for Brentford, and the ball just went the wrong way. I think a substitute is being lined up for Newcastle. We'll let you know who it is as and when we can. It's Hall for Newcastle towards Tonali. Now Willock back towards Hall, and Hall plays the ball forward to Isak. Isak has to hold off Ayer, but Ayer intercepts for Brentford. Now the ball's been played to Roerslev to Visser. Although Hall says, thank you very much, I'll take it. Livramento almost concedes to Carvalho, but that's a good pass to Livramento. Livramento to Murphy. Murphy now to Guimaraes. Guimaraes passes back to Byrne, just outside the halfway circle. Hall. Now Gordon back towards Guimaraes. Down the wing to Cher. Cher, that's a forward pass to Murphy. Murphy to Guimaraes. Back towards Murphy! And just wide again for Newcastle United. That was just so close for Jacob Murphy. So Guimaraes' decision to quickly pass to Murphy seemed like a good one, but Murphy I think reacted a split second too early. 60 minutes have now been played. It's still Newcastle United 2, Brentford 0. As Brentford take the throw courtesy of Lewis Potter. No further goals coming in as of yet between the other two games. As things currently stand, it's Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 1, and Southampton 0, Liverpool 2. And a foul on Yarmolyuk from Willock, as a couple of substitutes are being lined up for Brentford. And coming off the pitch is Fabio Carvalho to be replaced by Damsgaard. In fact, Carvalho is to be replaced by number 19, Brian Mbuemo. And off goes the vice-captain, Jan Alt. An embrace and a hug from the manager. Job well done. And Jan Alt is substituted by number 24, Mikkel Damsgaard. Free kick to Brentford. And that free kick will be taken by Lewis Potter. So Lewis Potter with the free kick, headed towards me, and over the line it goes. Corner, or is it a throw in? Or is it a throw in to Newcastle? And just as I say that, Arsenal are 3-1 up against Crystal Palace. That's the hat trick for Gabriel Jesus. As Newcastle take the quick corner, or should that be a free kick? Anyway, it's Aya, but over the line. That's over the line it goes. It'll be Hall to take the throw. Hall to Tonali. Now the ball being played further forwards to, I couldn't see who it was for Brentford, but Newcastle take the ball back. It's Aya for Brentford, and Gordon almost picked up the ball for Newcastle. Now the ball is with Byrne. Over the line it goes for a throw in. 63 minutes have now been played. It's still Newcastle United 2, Brentford 0. Me up the wing to Yarmolyuk. Yarmolyuk for Brentford. Yarmolyuk passes rapidly to Aya. It's Aya. So it's Aya towards me. And now passing down to Lewis Potter. In terms of shots, Newcastle have had 10, Brentford only 3. So now it's Lewis Potter, and for shots on target, Newcastle have had 2, Brentford none. As one of the substitutes sorts the ball out, and it'll be a throw in to Newcastle. Now, speaking of substitutes, another one's going to come on as Murphy will make way for number 11, Harvey Barnes. Murphy showed a great level of talent throughout the early part of the second half. The fans certainly appreciate that. And so Barnes now onto the pitch. Livramento throws to Guimaraes, back towards Livramento, although the ball was briefly taken by Brentford by Yarmolyuk for Brentford, but it'll be a throw in once more. Corner flag is up. Offside flag is up. I think that might have been against. I think that might have been against Yarmolyuk. But it's a free kick for Brentford. And we now see. There's been a development between Arsenal and Crystal Palace, but we'll let you know. When there's another stoppage. But we'll let you know when there's another lull in play. As Hall passes down the wing to Barnes, given away to Brentford. And Brentford have really taken the ball back through Kevin Sade, but Sade is down. I think that might have been Tonali who fouled him. And the development is that Crystal Palace have pulled one back in the 85th minute. Eddie Nketiah reduces the deficit to Arsenal. So this game could go right down to the wire. As coming on the ball is Sade to Collins. Now on the ball is Damsgaard. Back towards Collins. Collins to Aya. Aya has to watch out for Isak. Tactical move by Brentford. Collins to Damsgaard. Now the ball being crossed forward to Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo to Visser. Visser now to Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter's been really threatening for Brentford, and it almost showed. But Dubravka was able to halt that advance, and Thomas Frank applauding his efforts. Nice low range, nice low strike. That could have reduced the deficit for Brentford, but will they be able to take advantage of this upcoming corner? It's not going to be Damsgaard. It looks like it'll be Damsgaard to take the corner. Punched away by Dubravka. Ends up back at the feet of Lewis Potter. Tonali takes the ball for Newcastle. He quickly passes to Hall. Now the ball being passed forward again to Willock. Willock has to go through the Brentford defenders. He's doing that! Saved by Blackham! He could have made it 3 for Newcastle. They are banging on the door of the Brentford goal. That was just lovely by Willock. But saved once again by Blackham. And so we know, and just have a look again from Isak. That was the pathetic goal from earlier on just now. So we go to a corner, and it will be Gordon that will take the corner kick. Gordon stands well back, kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, almost headed in by Cher by the looks of it. Tonali to Hall. Hall tries to go around. Embuemo, and it was almost poked in. No, it has been. Newcastle United are 3-0 up. We'll try and work out who the goal scorer is shortly. But Newcastle have made it 3. And I think it was either Cher or Guimaraes. We'll have to wait for the replay to confirm this. But still, that was a well-taken corner by Newcastle. Tonali had the touch. It was Hall. Hall did well to get through Embuemo. Guimaraes and Cher were the last 2 players closest to it, and I think I'm getting confirmation that it was Fabian Cher who had the last touch of the ball. Indeed, it was. So Fabian Cher, the goal scorer for Newcastle's 3rd goal. My apologies for taking a bit longer to work it out. As Brentford restart proceedings. So the ball now being played towards now it's Vita, but over the bar it goes. 70 minutes have now been played. It's now Newcastle 3, Brentford 0. And Southampton have pulled one back against Liverpool. Cameron Archer in the 59th minute. That's the Saints' first goal in this match against Liverpool. Southampton close to the bottom of the Premier League. As Barnes passes to Guimaraes, now retaken by Ayer for Brentford. Ball is now with Damsgaard. Up the wing to Roerslev to Roerslev almost had the ball but lost it. Now it's back towards Damsgaard. Damsgaard to Embuemo. Embuemo loses it. Embuemo concedes to Tonali. Tonali with the ball. Now it's with Gordon, I think it was, but given away back towards Brentford. Gordon holding off Kevin Sade. Kevin Sade's been a real nuisance for Brentford. Now the ball's been played out of goal towards, I think that was Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter to given, and the ball has been given to, I couldn't see who. Now it's with Embuemo. Embuemo gets inside the 18-yard box towards Vita. but headed over the line, and it's still and Brentford don't get a goal. Brentford will surely now be looking at a consolation goal. It seems that the match is now beyond their reach. And so to clear the ball out of the goal will be Martin Dubravka. Dubravka hits the ball out of the goal, and the ball is now with Yarmoliuk to Damsgaard. Damsgaard passes swiftly to Mbeumo. Mbeumo now to Roerslev. Roerslev crosses down the wing to Lewis Potter, but forced out of the way by Livramento. And I can see another substitute getting ready to come on for Brentford. We'll let you know who it is, and I think another one's right behind as well. As it's we'll let you know who both the substitutes are and who's coming off. And so the first lot of the substitutes are coming off, and onto the pitch comes Paris Magoma, who is on in place of Sade, and Jayden Magoma takes the place of Lewis Potter. Jayden Magoma is number 21. Paris Magoma is number 32. Tonali to Guimaraes. Now Livramento back towards Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Isak. Isak quickly tries to pass to Willock, but was cut out by Mbeumo. Brentford now have the ball with Collins. Collins to Mbeumo, but cut out by Newcastle. I think that might have been Hall who got the last touch of the ball. Free kick to Brentford. We'll now quickly pass around to Flecken. And no further changes in the other games so far. Damsgaard up the wing to Roerslev. It's Roerslev to Mbeumo. Mbeumo cut out by Newcastle. Now on the ball is Paris Magoma. Higher to, I think that's this. Now back towards Aya. No, it wasn't. It was Yarmoliuk. Paris Magoma. Flecken. 15 minutes now tick down. It still remains Newcastle 3, Brentford 0. There's Guimaraes, or should I say Barnes, was looking for a fourth goal. It's now Isak to Barnes. Barnes passes to Tonali to Lewis Hall, and now the ball's been picked up by Barnes. It's Barnes headed over by Collins, but nothing comes of it. Collins should have been a bit closer to goal in my view, but not for lack of trying. Take nothing away from him, and I think 3 substitutes are going to come on for Newcastle. And the home fans are certainly applauding their players. I think Kieran Trippier is going to come on for Newcastle. So Isak makes way for number 18, Will Osula. And the second substitute will include Kieran Trippier. And in fact, the second substitute is going to be Miguel Almiron in place of Gordon. And Kieran Trippier, number 2, comes on in place of Paul. So all three substitutes making their way onto the pitch. The fans certainly applaud. The fans certainly appreciating the efforts of the 3 players. It will be a corner, I should say, to Newcastle. Newcastle. Guimaraes takes the corner and cleared away by Flecken. That was almost an attempt at goal by Tonali. But kept out really well by Flecken. The corner was set up really well by Guimaraes, but sent over the line. Now it's Newcastle for another corner. Caught by Livramento. Willock into the 18-yard box. Almost headed way over the bar, I should say, by Almiron. And Gordon receives the handshakes and congratulations from fellow players and management. So free kick about to be sent out. And it's full time between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. We'll let you know the final results very, very shortly. As Flecken was a long pass of the ball out of the goal towards Yarmolyuk towards Jayden Magoma, but it's going to be a throw-in. And the final score between Arsenal and Crystal Palace, it's Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 2. So we have our first Carabao Cup semi-finalists. Tonali intercepts the throw-in taken by Brentford. And it's now with Damsgaard. Damsgaard to Collins. Collins passes to Roerslev. Roerslev back to Collins. Now the ball was almost taken by Guimaraes. It's Guimaraes to Livramento. Livramento passes to Willock. Almiron. Guimaraes. And Guimaraes crosses down the wing to Kieran Trippier, who was just outside the 18-yard box. Quick pass to Cher. Cher to Tonali. Tonali to Livramento. Barnes just outside the 18-yard box. Now passing quickly back to Guimaraes. Now back towards Barnes. Barnes to Willock. Barnes again. Barnes caught. Ball was quickly passed to Tonali. Now down the wing to Cher. Cher to Kieran Trippier. Trippier. Cross to Guimaraes. No, in fact, that was the substitute, Osula. So Cher was aiming for a cross into the 18-yard box, but halted by Brentford. It's Trippier to Cher. Now back to Trippier. It's Almiron to Willock. Willock almost pushed away by Magoma, but the ball has been retaken by Brentford. And the ball is now firmly with Jayden Magoma. It's Magoma to Vista. Vista passes to Mbeumo, but Mbeumo misses the ball. And after nearly 81 minutes, it's still Newcastle 3, Brentford 0. That was a poorly timed pass from Vissa to Mbeumo. Mbeumo didn't get to the ball soon enough. He should have passed a bit sooner, in my view. Now here's Osula to Almiron. Almiron up the wing to Willock. Willock now pressing towards the 18-yard box. Back pass. And is this the fourth attempt at goal? So close! Newcastle almost make it 4. It's Guimaraes, but headed away by Nathan Collins. Collins to Tonali. Burn down the wing. No, into the centre circle. And Share. It's Share. Now pressing towards the 18-yard box. It's Almiron. Almiron inside. Has to back out of it though. It's Tonali. That looked like almost a good shot, but it was blocked by Brentford. Imbuemo was about to get after the ball. Now it's Vitha, but sent out of the goal by Dubravka. So a quick pause in play. No other goals between Liverpool and between Southampton and Liverpool at the moment. It's Collins to Roerslev, caught by Fabian Schär. I think that was. One thing I should tell you is that in around a few minutes' time, I will let you know who my player of the match is, and in fact, it was Barnes who almost made it for Newcastle. Very unlucky from the Newcastle number 11. So as I mentioned just now, in about 5 or 6 minutes, I will let you know who my player of the match is. It's Paris Magoma to Yamal Yuk. Now back towards Magoma to Damsgaard, and Damsgaard down the wing this time to Jayden Magoma. Jayden Magoma trying to get around Kieran Trippier, but Trippier forces him out. That was a good interception from Trippier. Corner to Brentford, which will be taken by Damsgaard. So Damsgaard raises his arm to take the corner. And the ball goes straight into the 18-yard box, but headed out by Newcastle. It's back with Damsgaard. Damsgaard flicked in! And almost flicked in by the Brentford captain in place of Jan Oltz. We'll just try and ascertain who it is in a moment. Just taking a look on my monitor again. Nice forward cross, and in fact, nice forward cross to I think that was Konak or whoever, or was it Ben Mee? I'm not too sure. Anyway, Brentford now have the ball through Imbuemo, is just outside the 18-yard box. Imbuemo, forward pass to Collins. The back pass, I should say, to Collins. Now back with Imbuemo. Imbuemo to Roerslev. Roerslev crossing into the 18-yard box. Almost sent in by Visser. But Newcastle did really well to keep the ball out. Just under 5 minutes to go. It's still Newcastle 3, Brentford 0. As Brentford get ready to take the corner once again through Mikael Damsgaard. Ball is sent forward and clear by Newcastle. Caught this time by Flecken for Brentford. So Flecken is the ball. Flecken clearing the ball forward, but intercepted by Guimaraes. It's Tonali to what's his name? Osula, but retaken. But he passed again to Guimaraes. Over the line it goes anyway. It's a throw in to Brentford. The ball has been thrown to Yamal Yuk to Paris Magoma. Now Aya to Flecken. Mee, but forced away by Livramento. Eddie Howe giving his instructions from the touchline and also chewing away. So ball is now back with Brentford. It's Paris Magoma. Forwarded to Visser. Can Brentford get a consolation goal out of this? The answer is no. And well held by Martin Dubravka. So we are now, and so I am just a few moments away from deciding who my man of the match is. Again, great deflection by Dubravka. It's me was almost looking to pass to Jayden Magoma. It's Magoma, but forced out by Willock. Corner to Newcastle. Brentford, sorry. It's Nguemo to Damsgaard, and almost headed in by Paris Magoma. I've decided who my player of the match is. We'll let you know who in around a couple of minutes. As poorly taken corner by Brentford in my view, and to clear the ball out of the goal is Martin Dubravka. So Dubravka, forward cross to Livramento. Livramento with the ball, but he's fouled by Nguemo. So I can now reveal that my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, is Sandro Tonali of Newcastle United. Those two great goals in the first half certainly caught my imagination. Very superb. They came out of nowhere. So congratulations to our player of the match, Sandro Tonali. And ball has now been caught. Ball is now with Brentford and Yarmolyuk to a Jayden Magoma, but given away to Willock. Willock fouls somebody from Brentford. I couldn't see who, but I think Willock may have come off worse. In fact, he hasn't. And we are now into the last 20 seconds of normal time. So ball further forward. It's now caught by Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Cher. Now back with Cher. Passing to Tonali. Trippier. Almiron. We're now into the 90th minute. It's just a question of how many minutes will be added on for injury time. The ball has now been played to Nguemo. Nguemo to Vista! And Brentford have pulled one back. A consolation goal is what they're after. A consolation goal is likely what they're after. And that was a great performance by Ioane Vista. Poorly given away by Newcastle, but that was all that Vista needed to finish it right off. And we now have coincidentally we have 3 minutes of added on time. We've now played one of them. It was Guimaraes looking for a fourth for Newcastle, but he just missed out. And we wait for no further goals coming in though between Southampton and Liverpool. So we now wait for the ball to be cleared out of goal by to be cleared out of goal by Flecken. Excuse me. And the ball is now with Barnes, but it goes over the line for a throw. Throw into Mbuemo. Mbuemo to Vissa. Now it's caught by Jaden Magoma. Well, now being crossed again, but straight into the arms of Dubravka. Only 1 minute to go. Newcastle can see the light at the end of this grueling match. For Brentford, the only way is out. As Dubravka clears the ball out of the goal. Take nothing away from Brentford. They've tried very hard, but Newcastle were too strong for them. Kane, Wears, and Jack Cunningham did say they would be on for a win, and it looks as though they are going to be right. As hopefully to finish it off for Newcastle, brought down inside the penalty box was Will Osula, but three goals for a victory, but 3 goals for a win. But 3 goals for a win. That's satisfactory for Newcastle, I have to say. We're now into the 93rd minute. Just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle to signal the end of the match, and he duly obliges. And that's it. Full time at St James's Park. Newcastle United have made the semi-finals. This victory is could be just what they need to get their league performances back on track. They won 4-0 against Leicester on Sunday. They've done it 3-1 in the Carabao Cup tonight. Can they keep their form going? Full final score at St James's Park is Newcastle United 3, Brentford 1. And that actually wraps up our coverage of the Carabao Cup on the Commentary Hub. If you want to keep up to date with Southampton against Liverpool, it's currently 2-0 to the Reds. It's currently 2-1 to the Reds. Then you can keep up to date through all the various sources you can find on the football scores and results. I've been Nicholas Jones. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We hope to be back very soon for more football and more commentary action on the Commentary Hub and our sister channels. So until then, good night. And we're out.